What's up? What's up, everybody? It is that time. It's a little earlier than normal, but I kind of like it. I think I'm going to try and stick with 7, so we'll see how that goes. Anyway, tonight's topic is on picture perfect pre-orders since I didn't get that video recorded in the last or on Saturday. Sorry, my bad. Words are still difficult on live streaming. When it comes to just making videos, I get the luxury of editing. Anyway, for those of you who are going to catch us on the replay and just have a second right now, check out the list that I have in the video description. Those are all the figures that I put up for like the picture perfect pre-orders that I think were absolutely incredible in the last week. And then after you see that list, look back on here and comment with if you agree with any of those figures or if you think some different figures really are going to look quality under your lights and in front of your lens. So, with that said, there's also kind of an audible I'm going to call on this. I'm going to talk about those. But because a lot of people are getting their hiss tanks, because I got mine, and because everybody out there tends to get some new stuff from time to time, I also want to talk a little bit about what all everybody's gotten recently that they're really stoked about. So, it's kind of a twofer live stream this fine evening. So, let's get cracking. First off, Skew Raider is in the chat. Thank you very much for showing up, sir. Awesome sauce. All right. Now let's call up the old window. Sharing the screen right about now. Yahtzee. All right. I think I did a thing. I think we got it. Okay, now I talked ad nauseum last week on live streams about G.I. Joe Classified, but there were 4 that I think are perfect for photography that maybe, there were 9 that were shown, and some of those are going to be great. They're all really going to be great. My issue when they don't have extra hands is that each hand needs to be holding a weapon. And so doing a lot more calm posing and things that are just more subtle poses, you almost can't do them when you've got 2 trigger finger hands. So the ones, of course, that I was stoked about were the ones that came with extra hands. Big Boa was one. I actually noticed that this pack by McFarlane Toys, the 2 Bizarros here, came with extra hands. Bizarro's got his chain around his neck. And honestly, I've given McFarlane Toys some crap in the past just because of a lot of weird decisions. And maybe these are still going to be a little strange, but I have to say, at least on the sculpt side, it looks like McFarlane's really turning it around. I'd like to know, because I haven't picked up a McFarlane toy in a while, I'd like to know if he's gotten rid of the ratcheting ankles, or at least the ones with the real heavy detents in them. I'd like those to be a little smoother. But the more he does stuff like this, the more I kind of want to gamble on these bad boys. And then we've got this little thing, Dango. The only reason I put it up here is 1, okay, 2 reasons. It's adorable, and 2, it's part of the MDLX line. And last year, the MDLX Optimus Prime got my figure of the year. And this year, the MDLX Megatron is in very strong contention to do the same thing. So I think this thing's cool. I think 3-0's been knocking it out of the park. Good stuff. And of course, we've got Duke. Terrible character, great figure. Seriously, tell me your thoughts on Duke in the comments as well. Or let me know on the stream. Here's what I'm thinking when it comes to Duke. Here's why I find him so abhorrent. He wasn't really anything in the Marvel comic series. He was generic good guy in the cartoon. So was Flint. So I can't say that Flint was really any better in the cartoon. But when you read the 2 of them's file cards, well, Flint was way better in the comic. And then when you read the file cards, Duke was a guy that knew languages and he turned down promotions and all that was really cool. Flint's file card was coming in and saving his buddies, kicking the door down with his lopsided grin, saying, "Come on, boys, we're going home." Now, as a kid, which file card are you going to dig more? I did. And a lot of the story I got, because I knew the cartoon was a little hokey, came from the file cards because I wasn't checking out the comics yet. Now, yeah. So that's me. Skew Raider, what do you got, sir? Got my hiss too. Awesome, man. Have you been able to shoot any shots yet? And thank you, sir. I see the congrats. What's going on, LBZ? Thanks for coming in, man. Skew Raider agreed with Duke. We like Flint and Stuck or Beachhead Hawk better. Duke was kidnap fodder before Chuckles. Yeah, that's true. That's true. But Duke didn't look really as much fun getting out of all those kidnap situations as Chuckles does. That face, oh, that thing is glorious. I love that mug. Skew Raider. All right. Duke looks great. I don't mind the regular classified Duke. See, I don't mind the rare one either. So I do prefer this one, but I didn't really hate those earlier designs. I know a lot of people didn't, but I understood that they were just based on game. That's what they were doing. But I do think that I like more what they're doing now. I just want to see more updates and less absolute retro. Like after Duke here, now they don't need to make any more Duke from the 80s. Let's just jump way ahead and see what we can do imagination wise. That's where I'd be stoked. Skew Raider, these are awesome. Duke is awesome too. I love them because I grew up with them, but you aren't alone. Yeah, yeah. And I'm not lying, I did have Duke. He wasn't Flint. Flint was the man. And on the file cards, they got Flint's file card wrong. When you looked at their ranks, Flint was an E6, but he was also a warrant officer. Warrant officer has a higher rank than a first sergeant. So there were all those things too, where I was just like, oh, Duke, oh, I hate that guy. All right, see. Skew Raider, I prefer this one too. Looks much better. As much stuff as we give Duke, still pleased with this one. And the other retros. Yeah. You know what I'm curious about? And I want to ask somebody, probably Lenny, or Tony, how close Duke's skin color matches Ricondo's. Because if it matches really close, it might be worth it to get Ricondo so he could have fists. But that's just me justifying spending money. See, Jericho Savage, thanks, man. Duke was that giant, but in the Coliseum. Okay, all right, we have a dissenter, folks. What do we do with Jericho here? All right, you're allowed to stick around. I guess we're okay. Let's see, Skew Raider, what do we have? Flint did more facts. Saw him on the show more often. And I don't want to use the show as my justification, because I always felt like while Flint did do more, I think he was on the show more than Duke was. They were both kind of generic hero guy in the cartoon, but it was when you took it to the comics and you took it to the file cards where Flint just blew Duke away, I thought. Jericho, but Flint is my all-time favorite Joe. All right. You have saved yourself, sir. Flint is my all-time favorite Joe as well. And there's zillions of reasons. I can't wait till they take this body, give it short sleeves, add some different like gear on him, change out the head, and give us Flint. It's going to look glorious, which I say a lot, apparently. Great point on the Ricondo fists. He is a badass. Third primary specialty, let's see. Oh, feigning weakness to be kidnapped. Well, really a badass. LOL. Yeah, that was still. I'm trying to think. Did Duke have any like? Help me out, guys, if you read the Marvel comics anyway, because I didn't read much after Marvel. I think Image might have had him for a little bit, and I read a few of those issues, but I didn't keep up with it. So, did Duke really have like memorable stuff in the comics? Because I can't really remember him doing that. Let's see. LBZ, they look like they'll go well with the desert theme. Hopefully they reveal Desert Scorpion. Oh, that would be nice. Desert Scorpion was a sweet one too. Okay, let's go back to this here. See the other pre-orders here. Ezio Auditore. Who knows their Assassin's Creed? Because I don't. I just know that this figure looks really good. And I think he's sort of a re-release, but then in the description, NECA also talks about how his articulation's been updated. I just don't know Assassin's Creed well enough to say, all right, we're in. I'm totally going for this. But he does look good. And then we have Fei Long from Storm Collectibles, who's I mean, Storm always makes their stuff look great. That's something else. Anybody have some Storm figures? Because I've never gotten them. They just seem like they scale like 7-inch, even though they say they're 1/12 scale. Then we'll get through two more, and I'll head back. Oh, you know what? We're gonna just blast through the naughty or nice. Who is into these? Because I'll be honest, if I felt like I should do it, if I were feeling highly irresponsible, I would probably load up on the reindeer and a Santa in hopes that we get a sleigh next year. But Comet, Dasher, Donner, Father Christmas, yeah, for whatever reason, he sounds like Peter Griffin in my head. See, Gorgon the goat demon. I like these kinds of things. I love his alternate head. That's pretty sweet. Like demented reindeer or something. And then this says Krampus, but BBTS has him listed as Krampus. I don't know. Is there a difference? I thought it was all Krampus, but I'm not sure. But yeah, I'm looking here. I found a dad bod demon. I love that he comes with his coal. And I don't know what he's drinking, but it doesn't look great. Is that Guinness with cookies? Maybe. I'm not sure. Let's see. Then we get back to the reindeer with Prancer and Rotten Hoof. Man, this head is giving me Mythic Legions vibes. I love that thing. That is just wicked. And I'm kind of wondering, did Rotten Hoof, like maybe Rudolph replaced Rotten Hoof? I don't know. Let's see, Sergeant Santa. I think I love the camo face on this guy. Like seriously, anybody? I haven't gotten any of these, but it's not because I don't think they look good. I think they look very good. And then you got like a story time Santa basic something. I don't know. Maybe hanging out in the summer on the North Pole, just reading. And yeah, Santa the White and Harry Santa. I don't know. Maybe Gandalf. I don't know. I'm making things up at this point. It does seem a little crazy that we're getting this nuts with Santa. But now I'll check back with you guys in the chat. Woo! Skew Raider. Not like that in the comics that I remember. I may have missed some earlier issues where he did more. I came along when the show was in full gear, comics wise. Snake Eyes was a focus for sure. Yeah, Snake Eyes was huge. And I didn't even, I'll be honest, I didn't really read the comics as a kid. It wasn't until I was more like, I think I was in my 20s or so, 20s or 30s even, before I really dove in. But I was like, holy crap, how did I miss these? These things are amazing. But yeah, that's what I mean. I'm like, Flint had multiple times when he was awesome, and I can't think of Duke doing much. Let's see, Jericho. I cannot wait for classified sci-fi and lifeline. Man, sci-fi. I hope. Okay, so I know there's a lot of people that just want like the 80s looks and then like just updated on 6-inch bodies. I wonder what Lenny and the team could do with sci-fi taking him to the future, kind of like what they did with Tripwire. I wonder what they could do there. I think that would be cool. Lifeline's great. I want Doc, and I do want Lifeline. I mean, if I'm honest, they should just make them all the looks everybody recognizes, and then from there, just absolutely go nuts because I think the team they have working on the line right now could do it. And I'm not sure that a lot of teams have that. Skew Raider, same. Sci-Fi and Lifeline. Yep. Oh, yeah. Bring them all for sure. Let's see. Storm is finally remembering Street Fighter all of a sudden. Yeah, Jada effect, I think, for sure. Everybody seems to be like, oh, yeah, people like Street Fighter. Nice job, but Jada all the way for me. Maybe some Vickers Storm characters. I don't know, man. Did you see the picture of Blanca, like in the Jada booth? I can't remember. I think it was the LA Comic Con, or yeah, maybe that's what it was called. I don't know. It just happened in the last couple of weeks. That Blanca looks like a beast. I need him for sure. Two I've been waiting for. LBZ, yeah, I had that sci-fi version too, not the green one. Sci-fi version 2 was pretty good too. I have to say that there were a lot of figures that were in the later waves that didn't get a lot of love just because there wasn't much support anymore when it came to animation. But I didn't hate that. And support he did have, I can't remember if this sci-fi, if his costume appeared in the Deke series, but the Deke series was really bad. Like the fact that they went that low quality after Sunbow just killed me. Skew Raider, what do we got? None of your nice is cool. I love these different lines like Monster Force. Man, Monster Force, yeah, that's gonna be tough to miss. I might have to veer outside of my 6, now 7 lines to focus on because Monster Force looks cool. And I grew up in Nevada, and in Nevada, you're taught early about the Donner Party. So when they had a Donner Party figure, I'm like, well, I kind of have to get him. Let's see. Looking forward to the Voyagers film or line 2 from the makers of Eagle Force. Ooh, I'll have to check that one out. I haven't heard about the Voyagers line. Yeah, I caught you, man. You're good. All right. Robert Online, the Jada Street Fighter looks great. Decent price, too. I love to get Ken and Ryu. I have the Street Fighter 4 Ryu. Yeah, he's a bit big. Okay, I just want, I know they're pretty huge, but yeah, I've got the first 4 Jada figures so far. And when I say the first 4, I've got Evil Ryu and then the main like Chun-Li, Fei Long, and regular Ryu from the first wave. And I love them. And that Evil Ryu is so photogenic. If anybody has him, just put him in front of your camera. I talk sometimes about how like dark clothes are a cheat code. That dude is a cheat code all day. It's glorious. Let's see. Ski Raider Monster Force has some cool general GI Joe options for classified him. I saw that. I saw, what is it? There's like 4 heads with that guy, and a couple of them I think people could identify fairly easily, but there's a couple that I don't know that we can. Like maybe they're more old school actors that we don't know who they are. But yeah, I thought that was pretty cool. Yeah, you got to stop bringing up Monster Force because my wallet already hates me, and you're going to make it just want to, I don't know, divorce, jump out a window, something that doesn't end well for me. Let's see. Steve Nerd, thanks for showing up, man. Duke absolutely did not play a big role in the original Marvel Comics run. That's what I thought. I was vaguely, like, I was remembering as much as I could from way back, and I think I read the whole run. But like I said, it was a few years ago. But yeah, I didn't remember him doing much there. And I found that I really enjoyed those until it started going like all ninja all the time. I liked some of the earlier stuff and all that. But yeah, that's what I thought. That's another reason that I'm a much bigger fan of Flint. Ha ha. Robert Online, let's see. Waiting on Moffett's Terminator, T2 Arnold, and got a Hush Black Batman, Catwoman. Let's see. To put next to my SH Figure Arts Mando, Luke, and Indiana Jones. Man, gotta get that Indy. Fine. I am stoked that you got that Catwoman, man. I mean, the Hush Black Batman is perfection. That Catwoman, I've never, like, some people might argue about whether or not that Hush Batman is the best Batman figure that's ever been made. I wouldn't. I would say the black or the blue are easily the best Batman figure that's ever been made. But I don't think most people would argue about that Catwoman if they've ever seen her or had her in hand. She is amazing. Let's see. Also want to pick up Mafek's Blue RoboCop. I've said something about having not seen RoboCop yet, and somebody put in the comics or in the comments, it was just like almost begging, just saying, please watch RoboCop. So yeah, I need to watch RoboCop. It just took a please, man. Let's see. Yeah, I love the Joe Colton and Carl Weathers. That's what it was. That's what it was. Okay, got it. Even a Marvel Legends General Ross, Captain 2, or let's see, Option 2, or Comics Joe Generals. Oh, like the Jugglers. That'd be fun. Let's see. Can switch to what you need or troop build. I'll hush now about it. Just like it. No. You're good. You're good to keep talking. Because, I mean, it's not like I'm not paying attention. I'm watching those. I like the Halloween boy even. Like, Monster Force would totally have me. So, yeah, next year when Toypixx explodes, Monster Force will have me. Robert Online, the only G.I. Joe comic I remember is Storm Shadow coming out of the water looking on like 7 sharks or taking on like 7 sharks. Dude, and he won. Like, he survived that. That was insane. That was one of those things where it was like some kind of deep ninja breathing tech. I can't remember exactly what it was, but it was something where he did something where everybody thought he was dead, but he had just slowed his heartbeat way down. It was one of those kinds of things. Excuse me. LBZ, man, I got to get the Hush Fig since I only have one. Hopefully at the end of the month. Dude, let's see. I'm trying to think. Last time I looked on Amazon, a lot of those prices, they're starting to creep back up from being reissued, but they're not insane yet. So yeah, hopefully you can swing those. Cause yeah, those are Mafex is just it's perfection as far as I'm concerned when it comes to those comic figures. I'm being picky, only picking the figures I have a use for from each line. Yeah, that's my downfall. So where my problem is I sat here and I said, okay, I'm just going to go nuts on the Turtles of Grayskull line, right? And I just know that. I know that's going to happen because they just look so goofy. Well, then I thought, it's probably a good idea to get some more kid style, like kid friendly figures so the kids can get into the toy photography thing. So I have cartoon He-Man coming. I can't remember if he's coming later in the week. He's either I think he's coming Wednesday, or at least so far he's supposed to come Wednesday. And then I'm thinking, well, I need Skeletor now, and now how deep? It's the classic rabbit hole that gets me every time. So it's like as soon as I pick up one figure, suddenly, well, I need this one. Oh, and now I need these two. Yeah, so that's what always worries me about diving into another line. But all right, let's see here. Checking these out again. Has anybody okay? So is anybody into SHF Dragon Ball at all? Because I know this hit the news, the big toy news stuff, and he's a Walmart and a Target exclusive, which is weird. I don't usually think of SH Figuarts as being an exclusive that would be in the US. Like I see them from time to time at Target and Meijer, but I mean, I don't have a Walmart right by me, so I don't walk in there. I don't know if they carry them. I'm assuming they do, though, since this guy's an exclusive there. But does anyone collect DBZ figures that's in the chat? Or if you do, are you stoked about this one? Just curious. And then I love this, the Creature Leo, which I, of course, have labeled as Leonardo Wolfman. That's wrong, Dave. That's, in fact, incorrect. But yeah, I think he looks great. And I love this shot with him with a fish. He comes with all the things. I really like these Universal Monsters TMNT crossovers. I think they're phenomenal. And then, like I said, even McFarlane's swinging, man. The Nightwing, he comes with some extra hands. He comes with a stand. So I guess technically he's got the photo score. If McFarlane Toys can really start executing on the quality of movement of their figures, it's going to be a different ball game, man, because for $20, they are providing value if they start really knocking these things out of the park quality-wise. Like that head sculpt, they nailed it. And for a while there, it felt like they couldn't get a head sculpt to save them. And of course, we got Quick Kick. But like I said, I talked a lot about G.I. Joe last week. What do we have here? LBZ, I'm not too into the line as I'd like since I have multiple. Let's see, I have was Beast Gohan. Beast Gohan? See, this is me not knowing my DBZ. Was like, did Gohan have to turn into a monster? Gohan is Goku's kid, right? I can't, like, yeah, this is me not knowing things. But, all right, let's go back here. Let's get through these, and then we can start talking about what everybody's picked up this week. Or, recently that they really dig. Scarlet, I think, honestly, is probably my favorite figure from what was shown off at the classified live stream. Man, words, me, I don't know. It's tricky. It's hard to think, maybe. I don't know. It's not hard to think. It's just hard to put words together. But yeah, Scarlet, I'm super stoked about. And it's silly because it's just adding a few, like, straps for the knife, the sling for the arrows, stuff like that. That's just pretty simple stuff, but it makes all the difference. And she looks so much less like a gymnast. I mean, clearly she still looks like a gymnast, but she's starting to go a little more military, a little more G.I. Joe with just those few additions, and I really dig it. This Supergirl LBZ, specifically for you, my friend, are you getting her? Because she's another one that looks incredible. Like, it's just the anime thing. I don't have anime figures yet, but once I get them, I'm host because a figure like this looks remarkable. And I have another question for you if you're still in the chat. Can Mafex or can other heads switch easily on Amazing Yamaguchi figures? Because the Superman they showed is awesome, and I was kind of curious if my Hush Superman head could swap onto that one. And then we've got the McFarlane Classic Blue Soups. Looks like a pretty big open hand there, and he looks like he's maybe on some uppers in the face sculpt. But I like what they're trying to do here. And I like that he's got kind of the baby blue going on his suit. I like the colors. I feel like McFarlane's starting to turn it around. I really do. But I felt like that before, and they've disappointed me. So once this newer crop of figures starts showing up in people's hands, it's going to be interesting to see what they say about them. I'm going to definitely be curious. I know a lot of people are saying, man, we didn't need the S shield on his belt and red strap would be good. You know how toy companies do. They're never going to give you the perfect thing unless they're called Mafex or sometimes NECA or SHF Indiana Jones. Okay, basically mainstream toy companies, like the big ones that you're going to find in the aisles at Target and Walmart that aren't hiding out by electronics, they're never going to give you exactly what you want because they want you coming back for more. It's a fun little game they play. Skew Raider, what do you have? Oh, excuse me. Let's see. They've nailed all of these, getting all of them. Especially excited for the Quick Kick, Big Boa, and the retros. These, let's see, these all are ones I had. Yeah, man. Let's see. Did I have? I don't think I had Recondo. I did have Duke Scarlet, Big Boa, and Quick Kick, but the Quick Kick is just because I went nuts getting the 85 characters. I love the 85 characters. Just because I know this is shocking. Flint. Let's see. Robert Online. I also remember a comic where Destro, Firefly, ambushed Snake Eyes at his cabin. Ooh, I'm losing it. Let's see. Great artwork on that one. I'm trying to remember that one. I wonder if maybe I didn't get the whole run and I stopped earlier. I don't remember. What was that? When was it? I know I got through the Cobra Civil War, and I think I made it quite a bit further than that. Huh. Got to figure these things out. But yeah, I thought that comic was pretty amazing. I just didn't like I didn't like ninja stories happening all the time. Let's see. Mermaid Gambino. Sweet. To key. McFarlane is getting better on the sculpts. I think so, man. I do think it's happening. I think they're putting it together. Going to be exciting to see once people have those in hand, how well they are handled, how well they move, because that seems to be, like specifically around the ankle seems to be a problem. And for me, when I watch, it would be good if they had a little more torso articulation. But the fact that they use ball peg waists and diaphragm joints, that works for me. I mean, they're using the correct articulation scheme. It's just the engineering that seems a little wonky from time to time. LBZ, yes, got 2 pre-ordered. I have not tried swapping heads. That's a great idea. I'll try that later. Beast Gohan is Goku's son. He grew up and had a family, and he basically evolved. Oh, so he turned in okay. Goku died, right? Like, did Gohan get old enough? So him evolving, would that have been Goku's natural evolution, or was it like a power-up that happened? These are all things, man. I swear one day I'm going to kind of get into DBZ. I don't know that I'll be able to totally get into it, but it does interest me. It's one of those pop culture things I feel like I should know more about. Robert Online. I like Dragon Ball, but not into it. It drives me crazy. How many darn power levels and colors? Let's see. Color hair can he have? Jizo. Yeah, I made a joke a while back about here's Goku in blue flavor. Here's Goku in yellow flavor. Just because it seems like to the untrained eye, such as myself with Dragon Ball, it does seem like that's the difference. Is, they have a different hair color for Goku this time. Skew Raider didn't have Recondo Airborne, but they were favorites. Yeah, Airborne. I like colors on Airborne, and I wish Airborne came with extra heads. You know what I really like about this Airborne? I'm pointing like I'm talking directly to you, but you shouldn't point at people, kids. What I really like about Airborne is his helmet. Like, I love what the classified team did with his helmet. I think that thing's sweet. Let's see. Not feeling McFarlane. Too blocky and heavy. Let's see. Odd posing. I do like the superpower stuff. They're starting to go old school. Black Manta, old school, Sinestro. Okay. Okay. I wondered, I am not nostalgic when it comes to action figure lines. I'm more nostalgic when it comes to characters and properties, probably. But I will say, if McFarlane had come out of the gate with superpowers and they functioned like they did back in the 80s, I might have jumped in on those. But the fact that they don't, like, you can't squeeze their leg through this or anything, that's kind of a bummer. I'm like, oh, well, at least I don't have to spend more money. Let's see. Oh, sorry, guys. Getting texts. I hate when that happens. Show. McFarlane up from a phone. I don't know. I don't know that I want to be that harsh. Let's see. I would say his power up was a latent thing. Ooh, wait a sec. It was a latent thing he had as a kid. He's the one with the gray hair and red eyes. SHF Gohan. Okay. All right. I'll have to see if I can find him. Okay, guys, so we've gone through all the stuff that I saw last week that I thought was really cool. Who else do you have besides, I know we've all talked about G.I. Joe quite a bit. Is there anything you saw last week? Because, you know what I didn't bring up, and I'll just throw them out as names right now. I think they're still up. But the Last Ronin Raquel, the Last Ronin Leonardo, the Last Ronin Splinter, and the Usagi Yojimbo 4-pack. I love that Usagi Yojimbo 4-pack, but yeah, those are up. They all look great. I would totally go with the Usagi Yojimbo 4-pack. If it were probably a couple months from now, I would gladly grab that. But last week, NECA did kind of they said for clarification, because I don't know if this was an about face or if everybody online missed it, but NECA said for clarification, the Usagi 4-pack is a NECA store exclusive. It will not see a wider release. So I was kind of counting on, I'll just get Usagi later. I won't get Usagi later. But if I could swing him right now, if it weren't Christmas, end of year, and all that stuff, I might give him a shot because I love that set. That looks good. Let's see, Harrio. Hey, why didn't you tell me you were on? I told the things. You know what? I didn't put it in the newsletter that I was starting at 7 tonight. But I did put things on the YouTubes. I did that. Harry, are your notifications not on? This is all I got. I don't know. I'm spending, I'm thinking, the brain. All right. Let's see. Skew Raider. Yeah. Mofex over McFarlane. I mean, yeah, but to be fair to McFarlane, he is working with a slightly different price point. Let's see. Robert, when McFarlane does cloth capes, I'll take notice. Yeah, there could be. I think he is. Didn't he do one recently? Like, was it? Why am I thinking Catman? Maybe not, though. Let me know, guys. I think he did, but I'm not sure. But I hear you. Like, it needs to be more of a regular occurring thing. Skew Raider, most of that is scale and articulation and resculpting. Mofex advantage. Yeah, I mean, that's true. Let's see. LBZ. Yep, for real. Mofex over McFarlane overall. But McFarlane has some great sculpts. Yeah. And that's weird too, because for whatever reason, I really like the vampire stuff. And I mean, I'd say I really like it. I don't like it enough to go hunt it down, but when I see people talking about them, I actually sit back and I'm kind of like, hey, that's pretty cool. Let's see. Sometimes Mezco is the. I'm going to assume you mean Mezco is the stuff. Mezco rocks. Mezco rules. Has anybody seen D Amazing's review of the Fantastic Four set yet? They look pretty good. I will say I'm a little disappointed with Sue because she has single jointed elbows and knees. And it feels like that 4-pack could have been perfect if she were double jointed. Fortunately, I didn't pre-order it because I would have been a little irritated. See, Skew Raider, only a couple of big McFarlane figures I have. Which are the big ones? I know people seem to universally like Swamp Thing. I don't have Swamp Thing, but he's pretty sweet. I've seen him. Steve, I'd give anything to have the DC license taken away from McFarlane. I know I'm not in the minority. You know, here's something that I have a question on about that. Let me know, guys, because I am a 1/12 collector. And one of the reasons I do that is because I know for me, space, like if I jumped into 1/10 all of a sudden, because people say, oh, well, you should go outside of this a little bit. And I agree. But if I go, it's kind of that same rabbit hole thing. Like if I decide to go and buy like something in 1/10 and I really like it, then I'll start loading up and suddenly I'm spending a lot more money over here in a 1/10 collection than I was when I was trying to focus on just 1/12. And now I'm spending on 1/12, I'm spending on 1/10. So it's space and money a little more in check. It's not because I just hate 1/10 figures. That said, I would be far more tempted to pick up McFarlane figures if they were 1/12 scale. Is anybody else in that boat? Harry, Jaded Toys, Chester Cheetah should be out soon. I got the notification from Entertainment Earth. Mine is on its way, and I think last I looked, it's supposed to be here this coming Saturday. And I cannot wait. Like this week has been insane. I got a hiss today, but it wasn't supposed to come in until tomorrow, so I was kind of geeked about that. And then I'm supposed to get that cartoon He-Man on Wednesday and Chester on Saturday. And I don't think I had another week this year where I had 3 things show up like that. And with a hiss, it's more like 5 things. Let's see. Skew Raider. Those turtles and Usagi are looking good. Yeah. Like that Usagi specifically. And that last room, that Raph, like what do they call him? The Last Stand Raphael, I think looks great. And that's just gruesome. And that's exactly how that comic went. I think it looks cool. LBZ, I'm getting the new Scarlet Quick Kick Big Boa for sure. Now, okay, I know I talk a lot of smack about Duke, but I am getting Duke. So if you're getting Duke, it's okay. Just so you know. Let's see. Robert, what do you got? Let's see. I love NECA to do DC license. See, but that's the thing. If NECA does the DC license, it's playing in 1/10 again. Now, I know that June from Jada said that they're getting more licenses, but considering the quality of some companies that have way too many licenses, I don't want Jada to grow too fast because it makes me nervous. Like right now, I love their Street Fighter stuff. I know I'm going to love Chester, and the Mega Man stuff looks good, but the more they expand, the more I'm worried that they're going to be able to, well, I'm worried about them being able to hold on to the quality that they've had so far. I don't want that to happen. I don't want that to slip. Harry, Mezco Fantastic Four is shipping. Yeah. Is that shipping? Did you get one? Are you getting that? Because I will say, while I would have been disappointed with Sue's single jointed stuff, all the stuff she had going on, like the power effects, that all looked great. She came with tons of hands. And then the other 3 looked remarkable across the board. Like Ben Grimm has single jointed elbows, which normally I'd be a little annoyed, but he's a big rock dude. If his rock smashes into other rock, then he's not going to go a little further, and that's basically what it does. So I'm not too upset about that. Yeah, I think the rest of them look great. BZ, I think McFarlane did cloth capes, which isn't wired in the Batman 5-pack or whatever. Oh, okay. You mean, is that the one where he did like all the movie ones, all the movie figures? Because, yeah, I seem to remember he did. But you're right. It's not wired. When it's just flat fabric, it doesn't really get the job done. Robert Online, I saw Dragon Ball Z. I saw his fight with Frieza, and he won and died. See, stopped watching after that. Got super confusing. Dang it. Don't say that. Because what if I start? You know what? Maybe now I just know an endpoint if I do start watching. Let's see, the Marvel Legends thing looked and functioned better than the Mezco thing. I wonder, I had the Marvel Legends, I had the one from Walgreens, and then I think I had the one with white belt as well. And that, yeah, I mean, the Walgreens one was head and shoulders the best thing as far as I was concerned at the time. So the one thing I will give the Mezco thing is somehow thing turned into this giant brute looking thing. And way back when even when I was reading comics, he was basically the same height as everybody else. And Mezco did get that right. And I do appreciate that about him. Let's see. Skew Raider. Saw the review. I hate the single suit joints. They need a new body on that buck. Other than that, fire. Awesome review. Yeah, man. The Amazing knocks it out of the park every time. I love watching his reviews. Especially, I think his and my tastes are fairly similar. So I go to his stuff just to see, and because he's doing it so he can have fun taking pictures. So I'm like, okay, I definitely need to see what's going on with these things. Hyatt Toys is jumping into 112. I saw that. They've got Rambo coming. They have Luke Devereaux, I believe. I think that was the guy's name, Universal Soldier. And then they were at least talking about Judge Dredd. I don't know if we've gotten into that yet, though. Let's see. Robert, I really can't wait for that Mafex endoskeleton. Love to get a few of those. Love to see if they pose well. That's tricky. That's tricky with figures like that. But if they do, I don't see how you top Mafex. I have to say, one of the things I love about Mafex is I'll get like Hush Batman, and I never need another Hush Batman because they nailed it perfectly. And now if I get the Nightfall Batman or like the one with the capsule belt, if I get that, I'll never need to get another capsule Batman. And when it comes to, say, McFarlane or Marvel Legends, if I were to pick up figures that were resembling that stuff, I'd eventually be like, well, yeah, but now they made this one with better hands, this one with this and that or whatever. So then you have to keep it more, and eventually trying to get the perfect ends up costing you more than just picking up the one from FX. So that's one of the things I say when it comes to justification there. Haha. Let's see. LBZ. Yeah, I passed on McFarlane figs, but I am pretty picky with McFarlane, or I paused on McFarlane figs, I'm sorry. But I am pretty picky with McFarlane stuff. That Superman on the screen right now looks goofy. Yeah, like I said, I think I called them in the newsletter, I called them something like, or I said it's something about Superman being on uppers. I can't remember what the whole deal was. But yeah, I think they went from scrunched up like I just ate a lemon Superman faces to now maybe trying to overcorrect a bit. So maybe if they just dial it back a bit, they'll finally hit that perfect Superman face. I still think the best face they did for Superman was probably the, what was it, Action Comics 1000? That was probably closest to their best one. Robert, you do live stream Monday, Thursday, right? Yep, Monday and Thursday. And so, of course, Marvel Legends decides they're going to have a panel on Thursday, which means me and every other person ever will be live streaming on Thursday. But hey, I'll be the most entertaining. Or not. I don't know. I don't know if I am. But I like to think I have fun anyway. So, yeah, we'll probably talk a little bit about that, but I might come up with another topic because Marvel Legends has the waist cuts. And so I kind of watch it with one eye and do what I'm doing with the other stuff and don't pay as much attention as maybe I should. So we'll see. We'll probably talk a little Legends, but who knows? And maybe they'll surprise me. Maybe suddenly they've heard my plea for a couple years now, and Dan Yoon will come out and say, Photo Dave, guess what? And I'll be like, all big waist. Yes, that won't happen, but dare to dream. Now, Steve, what do you have? Would be more interested in 1/12th, but he'd also need to make sure that we're actually in scale with each other. Let's see, the QC and articulation is an issue as well. So for you, here's the question. Like for me, it's more the engineering of the articulation. I feel like the articulation's in the right spots. I feel like they at least have the correct joints. I just feel the execution's a little funky. And I know QC's been spotty, but let me know what you think when it comes to the articulation. I know specifically when I've heard other people talk about or seen other people talk about on YouTube, it's how you don't get like subtle posing in the ankles because there's so many, like there's maybe 3 or 4 spots that the ankles stop on. So yeah, anyway, there was probably a much easier way to say that. See, Northern Nomad, what's up, man? I heard Jada lost the Universal Monsters license. Well, that wouldn't surprise me, I suppose. Like their stuff when it comes to them or NECA roll like they went nuts there. But I don't know. I'm not sure if they lost it, if they're taking a break. They weren't great sellers. I just haven't heard anything else about that. But that would be kind of a shame. I still want to go back and pick up those because I want to see the evolution of Jada action figures. It would just be cool to have kind of like a Jada museum shelf. It'd just be fun. Robert, oh my God, that Fantastic Four mouse coat is stunning. Yeah, it's glorious. Aside from Sue, and like I said, even then, Sue has amazing parts that come with her. Here you go, no FF for me. Okay, just curious. No worries. None for me either. Robert, wondering how Mezco did, let's see, Mezco old Spider-Man will look. I don't know. I do not know. Now, are you talking the one that's supposed to be releasing or has recently released? Or are they gonna do like are they teasing something that I haven't heard about? This is the real question. Let's see. Only Mezco I have is Batman Two-Face set. Great set. Love the 50s comic vibe. I remember seeing that. I thought that looked pretty fun. So are you going to get the Joker? That's what really needs to be answered here. Robert, I'm digging the 5 POA stuff. Might pick up the 5 POA TMNT. Have the 5 POA Batman Fleischer Superman set. Ooh, Fleischer Superman is still one of my favorite cartoons of all time. Now, the 5 POA TMNT is weirdly something that I'm looking at thinking, this looks really cool. But yeah, it weirds me out that I am looking at it like that because that's not my thing at all. But then you wouldn't think Turtles and Grayskull would be either. So basically, I'm just a walking contradiction at this point. Robert, Jada should do Metal Slug. Ooh, same company is doing Metal Slug, but price is outrageous. Or some company, yeah, price is insane on those. And I can't remember. It's one of those Metal Slug. I think those figures you can find on 5K Toys, maybe BBTS. I can picture them, but I couldn't tell you what the company's called. Let's see. That Mezco FF, sweet. Even Herbie looks awesome. I know. I mean, I feel like they did a good job with that one. Let's see. I love the Dragon Ball Z theme. Rock the dragon. See, now I have to, oh man, now I have to look things up. Thanks a lot. Harry, cover what you like. No one can cover everything. That's true. That's true. But you still feel like you kind of want to talk about, what's getting seen and kind of thoughts on different things, get the general feel for what, like for instance, listening to you guys, seeing what you guys think about things that show up on those live streams. Because then I kind of get the feel and say, okay, people that are watching this, they probably want me to talk about Marvel Legends a little more, or maybe they want me to talk about Marvel Legends a little less. It's all kind of trying to figure out what all the channels should be as I move ahead. Now, obviously, the channel should be toy photography, but then I got to work in the nuances, figure out everything that you guys are into. Because contrary to popular belief and what many companies do, it really is about what the clients or the fan base wants. Let's see. Robert, the amazing poses at the end are, yeah. And his lighting, like he's shown a couple, let's see, well, I'm trying to remember what he showed exactly. There's been a couple of videos and he was showing like post lighting that looked incredible. And so like I've been in Best Buy a lot, looking at a lot of crazy LEDs that change colors and trying to figure that out. I just ordered another light set that's supposed to be here tomorrow. And it's 3 lights on 48-inch, so 4-foot tripods, basically, that I'm going to use to really light up the hiss for the next review I do. So, yeah, I mean, I can't wait for that because they've also got different colored gels. Like there's a purple gel. So for everybody that wanted a purple, what is it, his tactician, maybe I'll just hit him with purple light and say, hey guys, here's your purple his tactician, just to do my own little trolling because I'm a jerk. Okay, I'm not actually a jerk. Robert, let's see. I want a Batman figure based on the Judge Dredd Batman crossover. The art is so stunning. I don't know that one. I do not know the Batman Judge Dredd crossover. So I'll have to look that up a little later. See. I enjoy your live stream. I'm mainly a 1/6 scale guy, but the Mafex SHF or SH figure arts making it go 1/12. Yeah, dude, Mafex is, I mean, SHF, I will say, let's see. I have the Return of the Jedi Darth Vader, and he's amazing. The only thing I would change is he has a plastic skirt piece. If that were cloth, he would be the last Darth Vader I ever need, bar none. And then the Luke Skywalker I have is the one from The Mandalorian, but really he's Return of the Jedi Luke Skywalker with a black cloak. And so the black cloak itself, it feels a little off, or the body of Luke feels off. But the black cloak also has the wiring is really weird to mess with. It doesn't work very well. So, yeah, I don't know. It's like I buy a Mafex figure and it's perfect out of the package. I buy SHF, and at least so far, I haven't gotten that perfect figure yet, but they're really close. So there's that. And everybody keeps saying, dude, get indie, and I will do that eventually. Harry, how about a live photo setup and shoot? I thought about that. I might do that. That would be fun. I just have to figure out what kind of thing. I mean, Classified is pretty popular. Mafex, I think, with you guys is pretty popular stuff. I could set up anything there. I've done some of those videos just on regular video type stuff, but yeah, I could try that out. That'd be fun. Thank you, sir. Appreciate it. Let's see, Robert. I pick up the NECA Universal Monsters, black, white. They're fun. The black and white ones. So do you get the color variants as well? I think the black and white ones are cool. If I had like black and white sets, the black and white photography would be crazy, because when they're black and white sets, it's like you almost, like when you're using different color sets, like red will turn black depending on the photography and all that stuff, or at least it did with old school stuff. But then when you mess with calculations in Photoshop, red still turns black if you're trying to do a black and white thing. So messing with a color background along with like black and white figure gets tricky. So I'd have to figure that out. So yeah, go me. Now I'm turning into photo nerd, which I really am. Let's see, which scale would Jada Universe? Let's see, are they Mafex scale? I believe they are. I mean, I think that everything that Jada has done so far is 1/12 scale. So the Frankenstein would probably be a little bigger than, say, Hush Batman. But everybody else, I think, is pretty close to in line. I don't know. I know Robo on the Swoosh did a review where he was cutting a lot of the Jada Universal Monsters, and he always has a lot of height comparisons at the end of his videos. So you might want to give those a shot. And I know, let's see, Wade did one too on Unparalleled Universe, Wolfman, recently. Let's see, LBZ. I can't wait for my Obi-Wan Vader to be here. Ooh, this week, huh? You're going to get some good pictures of that. Did he come with, I can't remember. I know he came with a cracked helmet. He came with a normal helmet too, right? I'm just trying to remember. And you know what I might do here in a minute? I just take that Superman off the screen, because the more I see him, the more I'm kind of weirded out. Let's see, I'm curious. Do you ever do or buy customs? I do not do customs, and I haven't bought a custom. What did I do? Years ago, I would do like just your basic head swap. So that's as custom I got. Although I guess when G.I. Joe was doing was it 25th? No, it was before 25th. I think it was around the Spy Troops time. I was doing like I did a Flint in chocolate chip camo, like that kind of thing. And I made like, I think tried to do an airtight. I think there were 4 or 5 customs I tried to do back when, because the figures weren't quite right to me and I wanted to try it, but it drove me nuts. Most of the paint stayed, but sometimes it'd flake off, and I didn't get into customs like I could have. Like I did a few and I thought they looked pretty good, but then I'd go to move the paint, like I said, falls off, and I'm just like, this is no fun anymore. So yeah, that's where I'm at with customs. How about you? Do you do them? LBZ, yeah, normal and cracked. Okay, that's what I was wondering. All right, guys. So our next little chat here, our next little conversation starter here, has everybody gotten recently that they've been really excited about as far as figures are concerned? And if you're doing the photo thing, what have you gotten recently as far as photo equipment is concerned that you're really excited about? Because like I said, I got those lights. I'm really stoked about those coming in. And I got the hiss and all those figures. So I've got, that's something I can do. That's something I can do to take Superman off the screen here. Let's just get that out. Because I think I saved on here somewhere about, oh my goodness. All right. I'm still trying to play here, trying to do more seamless swapping out. Window, where is it? Oh man, maybe I didn't do it. Oh well. Well, I shot the picture on Twitter earlier. I showed the picture on Twitter. Hang on. That's what I'll do. I'm going to type in, I'll just go to Twitter. But yeah, I took a picture of the figures that I got with the Hiss tank minus Cobra Commander because I wanted to show just how well the lights, like the headlights on the Hiss tank, can be used as an actual light source. Like these are real lights, guys. They're awesome. So if you have the Hiss coming, or if you've got it already, use them as an actual light source if you're doing the photo thing. Let's see. Still typing in. Still. Ooh, weird. Okay. Go here. You guys like me narrating as I'm scrolling through my Twitter, waiting for it to load? All right, now it's waiting to load. That's no fun. Spaded one, dysentery. Thanks for showing up, sir. Added Shockwave and Buzzer to the budget. Let's see. Code Joe, G.I. Joe collection this week. GameStop rewards points for the win. Yes, GameStop. Nicely done, man. Congrats. Let's see, Harry, Classified Ripper, Action Force, Swarm, Horde. Man, I keep hearing about the Horde. Oh, I might need to. There's too much. There's too much. I keep saying I might need to, but I'm like, oh my goodness, there's so much stuff you can buy. Skew Raider, ODB, a Wu-Tang Clan figure. Love it. We'll do some pics with it. Added a hoodie to it. Will be fun. Oh, that should be good. Make sure you're tagging me in those shots. I do see them when people tag them, even if I'm not always able to do the whole commenting. And it's never that I'm not able to do the commenting. Actually, I'm getting to the point where it's kind of tough to keep up with everybody. It's kind of cool, but it also kind of sucks. All right, now let's try the whole share screen again. All right, window. Where did I lose it at? I am doing things wrong, so I'll just keep doing this until I figure out what's going on. All right. I want a black and white Elvis for my NECA Dracula. I knew a guy, he played Irish music, and I used to go to this Irish bar a lot. And he would stop in the middle of his set and he would say, does anybody want to see my world famous Elvis impression? And of course the bar would go nuts. They'd be like, yeah, let's see it. And he would do this. And basically the whole bar just died. They were rolling. I thought it was pretty funny. A little dark, but pretty funny. Skew Raider also got Hawk and recently Clea, Doctor Strange's lady. Oh, okay. I've seen that one. Let's see, loving those two. Hawk looks really good. I love the way that they've done Hawk's articulation, kind of Serpentor style. Cassidy, hello there. Hello there, sir. Thanks for stopping by. LBZ, I did see that. I posted my new stuff on your Twitter thread. Yep. I did see it. And I will comment, I swear. All right. Oh, you know what? hold on. Let's see if I just do. The stream is smarter than me, guys. Oh, I am hitting the wrong thing, perhaps. La 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 la. Why can't I share the Google? Oh, there we go. I was hitting the wrong thing. So this was me having fun with the Hiss tank. But guys, seriously, look at those lights in the background there. Those are the lights from the Hiss tank. And that reflection or like that flare that you see coming out here from like down low with the figures, that was not Photoshop. That was, I mean, there's a little bit of filtering for the color, but that light was created there because of these lights. Like that's how bright the lights on that thing are. That is insane to me, how crazy that is. Like, it's just nuts. It is nuts how crazy that is. I love it. All right. LBC, I tried swapping my Mafex Cyborg soups to my AY Superman, and the head is too small. Oh, the head itself is too small? Or what about the peg? Peg work? Let's see. And yeah, LBC, another vote for the Horde Trooper. Ah, guys are killing me. All right, Robert, let's see. I bought these strobe blinking lights for my NECA alien set. Oh, sweet. Have you ever, I want to see that. How many aliens do you have? Alien is another one of those things that I don't have any of those figures, but I feel like I should because pop culture. Same with Predator, same with RoboCop, same with Dragon Ball Z. There's all those things that I need to make adjustments with. Let's see. That is an amazing shot, Dave. Well, thank you, sir. But really, like the lights, did you get, I'm curious, I don't know if you ordered the Hiss, because those lights, it's just crazy how bright they are. Like I wanted to show that. It's just nuts. All right, let's see. The Hiss too small, Peg looking, let's see, Peg 2 looking closely. Okay, gotcha. Well, sweet, I just saved money. Thanks for checking, sir. All right, Skew, love that picture. Let's see, his crew looking fire. The crew is awesome. But yeah, the point of the shot, really, as much as I love the figures, was just like, it's unbelievable to me. Like I have the Galactus from the Galactus HasLab, and those lights are bright for sure. But these lights are like next level. It's crazy. In fact, this His tank, just spoiler, it's so good that I actually feel bad that I didn't go in on the Dragonfly. Like I actually regret not going in on it, even though I wasn't so sure about it at the time, because it's going to come out and it's going to be amazing. My only saving grace is that if I decide to go aftermarket for it, the price shouldn't get too nuts because there were about 1 million ordered. So yeah, hopefully I go for Dragonfly at some point soon. But the next HasLab, I ain't gonna miss it. LBZ, nope, I missed out on the Hiss. Okay. Let's see, Robert, do you have any Valaverse or Four Horsemen stuff? I have 4 Valaverse figures, but there's something wrong with each, so I'm gonna sell them, and not something like I'm selling bum figures, but for me, like I have 4 or 3 of the female troops, and you can't pull those hands without heating them up. And eventually, I'm like, well, these are no fun. And then I've got a Duster whose hand goes in, but like it doesn't go all the way to the wrist. So I'm probably going to get rid of those, but that doesn't mean much. I keep seeing them, and I think those figures look great. I really want an army build with Valaverse figures, because a lot of what Classified's doing, they still don't have army builders with extra hands. And well, by now, you guys know me. Skew Raider, there are some folks offloading Hisses as a decent or at a decent amount rate right now. Let's see. Be on the lookout for deals. Okay. Does that mean you're going to look for some? Because right now, I'm sure their prices are pretty high, but now, like, you can get Galactus, who was originally 400 for, I think, like 500 and 550 right now, which is still crazy for sure, but it's way better than like Jabba's sail barge. I think, I can't remember how much it was, but it cost, last I heard anyway, something like $2,000 on the aftermarket, because so few were made. But because so many hisses are out there now, because so many Galactuses are out there, so many Dragonflies will be out there, it shouldn't job as sail barge. That's more what I'm thinking. Later on, they will go up and be more scarce. That's true. That's true. But even today, though, like I said, like Galactus isn't that bad. Just because there were tons of people bought them so they could sell them, and then they regretted it, I think, instantly, honestly. SKU Raider, when you don't go in, consider picking it up when they drop or ASAP. Get the best deal. Always best advice. For sure. Good advice from the Savage Lands. I have mine. Yep. Yep. Okay. Okay. Appreciate it. Let's see here. All right, on eBay, Mercari, the trade groups and forums, collector buddies. You can get a complete hiss. I don't have one. Just passing on some good advice I heard from the Savage Land. Do it up LBZ. I'm telling you, you get this thing, and you don't even need your basic 3-light setup when you set up shots. You don't need like one of those lights. You just use the hiss instead. Plus, you get a really cool Cobra logo on the ground. That's always fun. Good times. All right, gentlemen. Well, I'd say it's about that time. So I'm going to let everybody go, and I'm going to get out of here. So Thursday, we'll talk some about Marvel Legends, and we'll see what else is out there. Thursday is kind of a throwback Thursday, so maybe think about what some of your favorite figures are from way back when, and we'll see what else we can come up with. So until next time, everybody, thanks for stopping by, and have fun. Happy snapping. See ya. Now I'm going to hit end stream.